and welcome to another episode of Bill Has Opinions. Your can't miss Bill shit. I'm Laura Lavoie, and I'm here with Bill Perkins.
You finally got it right.
Well, it's the same thing that I did last time.
Okay.
I literally,
you wrote it out.
I wrote it out so I couldn't. I almost thought about making it like 27-point font.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
Okay.
But anyway, I got it right. Yay! Yay! Welcome. How are you? It's been a hot minute.
It has. How am I? I'm better than I was. As last week I told you, we had to cancel the show because I had some sort of respiratory thing that my wife had. She had for God. She's got it worse than me, but then she also doesn't take care of herself. Like she doesn't stop.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the whole thing. You know, it's that whole, that phrase, that thing they say, you can pick a time to rest, your body will pick it for you.
Right. Yeah.
And I say this to her all the time. I'm like, because she'll be like, I feel like I'm coming down with something. And I'll say, well, you pick a time to rest or your body will pick it for you. But she,
it picks it for her every time.
It picks it for her. Just decides I'm going to whoop your ass. And then she'll slow down for like a day, but then it's not enough to recover. And then the next thing you know, she's like worse and worse, or she's going to have a chronic cough for like most of the spring probably.
Although that said, I do take time to rest. Like if I get sick, I'm a fucking baby, but I still get a chronic cough. I guess because I have asthma and it lingers forever.
Well, this thing actually, I will tell you. I mean, because I'm over it, but I've got and I'm mostly okay. But as soon as the sun goes down, I don't know what it is, but something about that night air hits you. And then you'll start you have to clear your throat,
right?
Weird. I don't know. But
now you're making me want to clear my throat.
I know, right?
Because you talked about it.
I know. Well, now I feel like I didn't. but
that's not good radio. But.
No, it's not. It's not good radio. But I'm just gonna say, it was. I actually took a day off of work, took a nap. I've been taking decongestants like they're going out of style, so I'm not as bad off as her. But anyway,
it still sucks.
It does. It
still sucks. So, I'm glad you're better. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yes.
Yeah. So we couldn't do the show last week. So I did have a couple. Well, I did tell you about that. We saw a great artist. I talked to you about that before the show. Mm-hmm. And before that, I was in Ocala, Florida,
right,
with the racing horses.
Yeah. Was it nice down there?
Oh, it was beautiful.
Okay, well that's great.
Absolutely gorgeous. And
I went down there in January one year, and it was still freezing cold.
Yes,
I'm not happy about it.
It is still freezing cold there in January, but
yeah,
in March it was lovely.
Okay.
I mean, it rained a couple of days, in the afternoon, but that's typical of Florida.
Oh yeah. The rain's fine as long as it's not cold rain, especially not cold November rain. That's the worst.
But you can't hold a Kendall. A Kendall.
A Kindle.
I tried to say candle and Kendall at the same time.
You can't hold a Kindle.
I think I sent you that meme from the Oscars performance of "I'm Just Ken" with bless you with Slash.
Yeah,
and there was a meme of Ryan Gosling in his all pink suit and Slash, and it was you can't hold a Ken doll in a cold November rain.
Yes,
and I thought it was very funny.
I don't think I guess. I must not have read it the right way or something. I didn't catch the reference. I got it now.
Right, it was Slash.
Yeah.
Also, the most disappointing part of that Oscars performance, the performance was literally out of this world. It was one of the best performances, I think, in Oscar history. But that Slash didn't wear a pink outfit. If Slash had been with the pink top hat and the pink leather jacket, everything had been pink, I think it would have just
really done it for you.
Yes, sealed the deal. It would
man,
perfect.
Well, you hear that, Slash? You should get on that.
Well, it's too late now.
But next time somebody asks you to do a thing, lean in.
Lean in, exactly. Lean in.
Yeah,
that's all I'm asking.
No, I was reading something. Well, actually, I've watched. I actually didn't watch the Oscars, but I watched a lot of post-Oscars interviews.
And
I watched an interview the other day with Michael Keaton, and he was talking about the whole bit, and he actually put an ascot on because
I saw that
because he was supposed to be Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
So he said that he's actually got a closet full of ascots. I don't know if that's true or not. He might have just been saying that.
He may have just been shitting, but
boy, does he have the best fucking mean dad look? You know what I'm talking about? When he just gives you that look Like, you better shut up or I'm, like.
Right. Which I mean is just a now thing because like when I was a teenager and he didn't then he was just goofy.
Right.
But now he's just like mean dad luck. So
Yeah, it is. But like, no, when he was in that Spider-Man movie.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And there was that one scene, where he was like, where Tom Holland was in the back of the car.
Yeah.
And he was just like, he just gave him this look. And I was like, holy shit, like, this guy looks like he would mess you up. Like.
It's probably pulling from real life experience, I would imagine.
Maybe.
I would imagine. So, what are we drinking? What are you drinking? Well, you still have the last.
I'm finishing Hofbrau something or other, Munchen.
Yes. Yeah, is it
Hofbrau Munchen? Whatever, I don't know. It was some German
Hofbrau beer.
Yeah, I've been on a kick with German beer lately. So
well, so I specifically from our trip to Florida, we would have had them last week, but you were ill.
Yeah,
I brought back some beers for us to share.
I like this,
and I thought you would enjoy this one. It's called Beeps
yeah.
beer. It's from a local brewery in Atlanta because we came home through Atlanta. And it is Three Taverns Brewery, which is one of my favorite breweries in the town.
Oh, okay.
It's got to be Beeps. It says.
Yeah. Thank the maker. No, that's what I'm saying. It's like, because droids, Beeps,
right? When your working day is done and you're wanting more than one, is what it says. It is 3.5%, so it's just beer flavored beer.
It's just gonna be
like you can even see.
It's gonna be like it's Beeps time.
It's Beeps time. Yeah, exactly. It's totally Beeps time. It's pretty tasty though. It's just sort of a standard, straightforward beer that I think you will enjoy. But then
I probably will because like I said, that's kind of been my jag. That's why I've been drinking German beer, but because I just want beer flavored beer lately, and
right.
What's more beer flavored than German beer usually?
So then after that, we met up with some friends at the Lost Druid, and they had this beer on tap, which is it's called Beau Air. It's an English style milk stout. But what was most interesting about it is that it's 3.2% alcohol, so it's like a session stout, and it was delicious. I had it there, and then I had one can of it. We had one can of it the other day. Yeah. And I thought you would like this too, but also because there's a Lost Druid. Yeah, they got some neat art.
It's got some good art. Yeah. Actually, when you pulled it out, I thought it was an Edmund's Oast because
they do the white label.
Yeah, it looks very similar. What's the same can and the same label kind of.
Absolutely.
I just now realized when you said it was Lost Druid, I was like, oh, it's a different brewery than I thought it was. Yeah. When you pulled it out, that's what I totally thought it was Edmund's Oast out of Charleston because they
and I love Edmund's Oast. I love Edmund's Oast.
I haven't had a bad one from them yet.
But yeah, no, not at all. I mean, actually, Edmund's Oast, their flagship restaurant was one of the best culinary experiences I've ever had in my entire life.
Oh yeah,
it was incredible.
Nice. Well, I have to hit that next time I'm down there.
The flagship. They have another one that's just sort of like a bar and grill kind of place.
Yeah.
But their flagship, which is actually like. That's their culinary destination. It is so.
Is that the one over near the port area? Like, we passed at Edmund's Oast when we were on the way to the cruise ship.
That would have been their bar and grill, I would think.
Oh, okay.
Because their other one, it's like North Charleston.
Oh, okay.
So it's like the north end of Charleston.
Gotcha.
So I'm guessing it would have been the other one.
Yeah.
But we'll split this after we finish these ones. But I think you'll like this one too. I found it very flavorful.
Beep.
You like Beeps?
Beeps is pretty good. I could see drinking it.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna drink it, which is good because you have it to drink.
I mean, I could see drinking it on the daily. Like this is. It's kind of like it's like Rabbit. It's like one of those just
a easy,
crushable good beer.
Absolutely, right? Easy drinking beer. Well, so
that's kind of good biscuity thing too.
Yeah, you like that. I know you're a big fan of that.
I'm a biscuity guy.
I know. I thought you'd like that.
Yeah,
you're a big fan of that. Yeah, it's got that sort of fresh baked bread.
Yeah, it's got like that buttery
quality
bread thing.
Yeah,
going in.
Absolutely.
I love it. When they put that in a beer, I'm always like, I'm down. That's my thing.
Oh, good. I'm glad you like it. We can't get any more.
I love it.
We don't live anywhere near.
I wish you bought tons of it.
Next time, maybe I don't know. Maybe we'll figure out a way to get a whole bunch for drag.
And it's out of Atlanta.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's near Decatur. It's near where we lived when we were
there. Yeah. Okay.
I'm surprised we didn't take you there that weekend that you came down. We took you a bunch of places.
We went to a lot of places. Maybe you just had a lot of stuff on the agenda.
We did, because I know we went to Wild Heaven.
Yeah.
But we did not go here. So anyway.
Yeah. We digress.
Well, we sidegress back into the actual theme of the show, which this episode, as we do quarterly, is no theme whatsoever.
Yeah, because we just have like random little stuff to talk about sometimes, and none of it fits into the theme. And you just want to have like kind of a catch-all.
Sure.
Like we can talk about these.
Well, and we also have a tendency to go off on tangents, so this gives us it's a whole tangent.
Thing's a tangent.
The whole thing's a tangent. So we might as well go with it. So I don't know. Do we want to? Well, let's do this. Let's not even do Let's not even do a opening monologue.
Yeah. What's your history with tangents? I don't like them. I don't like sine or cosine. I don't get any of it.
Wow. Well, we were arguing over triangle puns yesterday. So and I told you to stop being obtuse, and you said, "But I'm acute."
Right. That's like you don't get what angle I'm coming from.
That is what you said. All right, I don't know what to pitch. Oh, here's what I'm going to pitch. I'm just going to go with this one because it's the company I work with.
Yeah.
And also one of the things. This is a tangent. One of the things I've challenged myself to do is do more marketing.
Yeah.
So all two viewer, you get to see this. If you need a website, if you need marketing, contact Deepak Marketing.
Yeah.
We could do your marketing for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've been challenging myself to do more marketing because I'm a freelancer, and that's kind of how freelance works, right? Everything's up and down. So
speaking of tangents, I'm gonna go off on one for a sec.
Please do.
But do they have a group here in Asheville like all those like things where you meet like for breakfast? And
as a matter of fact, I'm doing. Okay. I did a virtual one last Wednesday, and I did a very small one on Friday that only ended up being 3 people, but that's fine.
Okay.
And then actually it was really productive.
Yeah.
And then we're going to one on Friday of this week. It's like a breakfast.
Great. Yeah. I remember when I was trying to run my own business for a minute, that was a thing I did that I actually did get some business from doing.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Which is why I'm trying to do more of them because I get business from them when I do them.
Yeah. So those are anybody who's in their own business.
Go to marketing or go to networking events. Yeah,
networking events that you will have in your town. It's worth it. I mean, I say, you got to put yourself out there to have your own business anyway.
Absolutely. Which I've always done. I mean, I've been doing this for 12 years.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah.
It's just, and then, but then what happens is it's ebb and flow, right? I work for my own business. I had a huge stable of clients, decent stable of clients, but attrition happens over time, right? And like suddenly a few of them started dropping off, and not for any fault of mine or even theirs. Things change for them. And, and then I'm like,
businesses go out of business, whatever,
right? So, and then, Matt's going with me. He said M2.
Because he's got his own business as well.
Because he has his own business. So he's going with me on Friday to the one we're going to. And then we're going to go to another one on Wednesday, which is actually, I'll tell you this. So here's a life hack for you.
Okay.
We've done life hacks before.
Sure.
If you have your own business and you want to do networking, but you're an introvert, find another person to go with. Because you at least can be each other's buddies.
Right. Tag along with your extrovert friend.
Yeah, tag along with an extrovert
and they'll be like, have you met Ted?
Exactly. But even if you're both introverts, like just being together will help.
It'll strengthen you.
You're like,
two introverts is almost an extrovert.
It's almost an extrovert. Yeah, for sure. So that is part of it.
Right.
So we're both going to those on
it
Friday.
Sounds like a good idea. I was curious if they still if they had those around here. I remember I went to one in Charlotte back when, like I said, that was when I was trying to have my own business for a minute, and it didn't pan out wildly, but it panned out a little bit. The only thing was the one I went to was a thing where they were like a club and they had dues.
Oh yeah, I don't like those.
And I was like,
those are like those relate to our cult episode. Well, sometimes they do.
Well, I mean, I got it to a degree because what it was like they would meet every week, and they basically were a bunch of business guys, and if you had a service, and of course they probably wouldn't invite somebody who had the same, like an overlapping thing.
Right.
But so if you had a service that didn't interfere with their business, if they were talking to another person, they would recommend you. It was like it's like a leads generating thing.
Yes.
And I got it. I understood fiscally. Yeah, it's probably a good idea, but I just didn't want to. I didn't want to throw the money in.
And I've been a part of those organizations, usually on a because so here's the thing. This is why I call them a cult. They're probably useful for anybody, but usually they're useful for some people certainly, but usually they're very expensive.
Yeah, I think that was
buy
it.
Into.
It was the buy-in was a little higher than I wanted.
And then on top of that, there are so many rules. Like you have to commit to a certain number of hours with certain committees, and then you have to have certain numbers of referrals every week, and you have to meet a quota.
Yeah,
and then
it was probably something like that. There was something off-putting about it to me that I ended up going, I don't think so this time, and I ended up getting like one. Although that might have been the guy who invited me to the thing. Honestly, I know I had one person from the thing.
Sure.
But it might have been the dude who told me to come to it.
But I did actually have a lot of like my business partner was in one of those for a while, and because you can only miss a certain number of meetings a year, so you'd have to find a substitute.
Yeah.
So I would sub for her, and technically I was promoting our business. But there could be a moment where I would tell people about mine, and in that case, when I did that for her, it was a win-win
because you hadn't bought in
either way, right? Either way, whether they go with her business, I'm still working on it, or if they go with just me, I'm still working on it. So it's a win-win. So I was fine with that.
Yeah.
Or I signed up to be a substitute for a group that was in Atlanta. This is very similar to that one, but it was local, and I went to a few meetings, and then I'm like, nah, this is too rich for my blood.
Yeah.
And because you had to go to trainings, like they all get weird. So that's why I say cult.
That's too much. Yeah.
And but I was still on their roster for substitutes. So somebody would call me, and I'm like, hell yeah, I'll go do this once.
That's the whole thing with me is it's like I'm cool with a thing until it becomes a commitment, and then once it becomes a commitment, then I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't want to commit to a thing. Like that's too much. You're asking too much. Like you're cramping my style, man.
Financially, I don't. I make enough money to be comfortable and happy, but I don't necessarily. I realize that at some point you have to invest in your own business, but some ticket prices are a little too high.
Sure.
That's like I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
But the two things we're going to this week and next week are free.
Okay. And that's better.
Absolutely.
Freely good price.
And I usually do. You're right. I usually do get business out of face-to-face networking.
Yeah.
I've also done a lot of virtual networking. Since the pandemic, a lot of people are shifted to virtual.
Okay.
And those are
I have no idea how that works, but I mean,
it's basically a giant Zoom meeting.
Okay.
So there are some that are really cool. This is not that. Right. This is a different episode, but there's one that I did for a while. I actually belonged to it for a while, where it was like its own system. So it was actually set up like an interviewing room. It was really cool. It was really, really cool. But other of them are just Zooms.
Very well. Okay.
Anyway.
Hey.
All right. We got some topics.
Sure.
We got some general topics.
Okay.
One that you meant general topics. One that you mentioned was Chunky Cat.
So my cats are both overweight, and so I buy them special cat food. And the one I've been buying is this one, Natural Balance or Nature's Balance or something like that. And then the sub, that's the brand, but the one I buy is called Fat Cat. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of. I mean, well, it's like if you couldn't sell that to Pete, like if
it's body shaming,
but it doesn't matter because it's cats. I guess
because they can't read English.
Yeah, because they don't care. They wouldn't care if they could. I mean, they'd be like, "Fuck you, I don't care." But I did think it was funny, and I thought, wouldn't it be like some competitor should come out with a one called Chunky Cat.
Yeah.
Chunky Cat would just Chunky or Chunkosaurus or something, like that. Like I would buy that. Like Fat Cat's kind of funny, but Chunky would be funnier to me.
Well, yeah, so to the marketers out there, that's absolutely because also from a marketing standpoint, right? You want to have keywords in your business that people actually search.
Yes.
People search chunky even when they're not looking for fat cat food. People just like to look at chunky
fat cats. Yes. Like in fat cat, you might type that in and you might get like pictures of like business guys or something, like
sure.
Or politicians or something. And you'd be like, well, that's not the fat cat I meant.
But
you type in chunky and you're gonna just get cats. unless there was also this cat food directed towards your chunky cat.
Right. So,
and also it plays into the Gen X through Gen Z sensibility of liking funny fucking names for things.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, which I think it's time for marketing to start like just eschew the boomers, fuck them.
Yeah.
Like there should be advertisements that say like fuck this, buy this, you know, like because anybody who's Gen X or less will go, I'm down with, like, I will, like, you know, like I came up with an ad idea like 8 or 9 years ago with a friend of mine for Stouffer's lasagna, and it was just a picture of a guy eating Stouffer's lasagna and said Stouffer's lasagna, fuck yeah. And I'm like, you know what, if that actually was like a Mac, like if you're flipping through like GQ and you saw like
I'd be like,
lasagna, fuck yeah, you'd be like, I could go for some Stouffer's lasagna. Like I think the only closest thing to it that I've seen really is Frank's Hot Sauce has an ad. I don't know if you heard this. They had a radio spot and internet ad, and it would say Frank's Hot Sauce. I put that shit on everything.
Yeah.
And I mean, they bleep out shit, but you knew what they were saying, and I was like, "That's yes, this is what I'm talking about.
That's what we want.
This is the kind of advertising I want. Like get vulgar with it. Tell me, like, yes, like be straightforward and blunt with your advertising, and it will work for these generations. Who gives a shit about the boomers? They're out. They're dying. I mean, not soon enough, but you know, but they will.
They will.
I mean, they're no longer like they're no longer like throwing their money around. So who gives a shit? You know, like.
Well, so some of the things I've been doing for marketing for myself recently was trying to figure out like my taglines and how I was going to position myself and such. And one of them, we actually did sort of a brainstorming session. And one of the things we came up with, because I said that I really like, especially this is in the context of LinkedIn, I really like when people are sort of like cheeky and irreverent. Yeah. Like just say something ridiculous. Yeah. So what I came up with was real human writer. Because in a world of AI, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm a real human writer.
You can get AI to do your shit, or you can get a real human writer.
Real human writer.
I mean, in AI will give you a type of thing. And a real human writer will give you a different type of thing.
Correct. And if you want authentic storytelling, that's me.
Yes.
And that's what I want anyway. It's not like I want to write like the kind of AI generative stuff because I'm not AI.
Right.
I want to write your story.
Yeah.
Tell me your story. Anyway, I agree. Chunky cat. Well, and to that end, like, as you know, I'm really into tiki. And we sort of have we've not built a home bar, but we do home tiki stuff.
Yeah.
And our theme,
you have dreams to have a home bar.
Yes. And our theme is our cat, right?
Yeah,
we call it
the Steel Point Lounge, yes.
Right? So the problem is when you search tiki cat.
Yeah, there's a brand of cat food.
There's a brand of cat food called Tiki Cat.
Right.
So I can't find like images that are a cat that is
you have to type in like space age cat or
absolutely
something like that.
Atomic age.
Yeah.
Tropical bar cat. Like it's impossible to find anything. So to your point of chunky cat, people be like immediately if you do the branding right.
Yeah.
Anytime someone Googles, they're going to come up with your
cat food. But I do need food for my chunky cat.
I do need food for my chunky cat.
He's so chunky. He's so fat. You know, his problem is he eats dog food.
No, well, that
it doesn't matter how much. It doesn't matter how much special chunky cat food I buy him because he goes to the other room and he steals the dog's food.
That is true.
Which is not made for cats.
It is not,
and it's probably got grain and fillers.
It's very bad for cats.
So that's why he's fucking chunky.
Yeah, that is why he's chunky.
Also, all that plus I feed him at night. He eats. And then he gets up in the morning and he goes back in the kitchen and he goes, meow, why is there no food in my bowl? And I'm like, because like you ate last night, man. He's like, I'm starving to death.
Cats have no concept of starving to death. Like,
I know, right?
No,
Awful.
our old cat Piglet was, I swear, she was a fancy pants purebred cat that never lived anywhere but at her breeders or at our house. And she honestly acted like she had never been fed in her entire
That's
like,
what he tells
like
me every
she'd
morning.
come from the streets.
Every morning. That's the story I get. Is I've never had a morsel of food in my life.
Yeah, no, she acted like she was a freaking former feral cat that had to fight for her food. Where in reality, she was literally hand-fed food.
And I'm just like, are you kidding me, guy? Like, and sometimes I'm like, yeah, I'll give you, and I give him a morning snack, but I don't give him a full bowl of food because he would eat it all.
Right.
You know, so in the mornings, I give him like, I just coat the bottom of the bowl. Like it's your morning snack, and that's it. That's all you're getting.
We couldn't free feed Piglet. Yeah. Well, her name was also Piglet. That might have been our fault. We couldn't free feed her because she'd eat it all.
Yeah.
Like, there was no option.
Yeah.
You couldn't fill up a bowl and expect it to last a couple days. It would be gone.
Yeah.
Instantaneously.
I do that too. So I kind of ration him. And so in the mornings he gets like a little bit, you know, like, okay, well here's your I'm starving to death. I'm like, this will make you shut up, but I'm not filling the bowl up, dumbass, you know, because he's chunky.
He's chunky. Right. So here's what I want to. We start out with like, we'll have a couple things and we'll just riff, and now we've riffed and it's half an hour in.
Yeah.
But here's what I want to mention, because you mentioned it right before the show.
Okay.
Vaguely about spring, but also seasonal soaps.
Oh yeah.
Because I like joy.
Yeah.
And one
little
thing that brings me joy, right?
Yeah.
I figure that's an investment. That just, even if it's a little more money than you would spend at the grocery store.
Listen, you're not going to, like, I'm not one of those people who tells the kids not to eat their avocado toast. If something makes you happy, fucking do it. Like,
I'm not going to get rich because I didn't buy fancy soap. I'm not going to, suddenly be able to.
All your money went to fucking
afford
soap.
A mortgage or, whatever the avocado, because it wasn't the avocado toast.
Yeah, it was keeping you from being able to afford a house.
Or pay off your student loans.
Or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's absolutely not doing that. Like no, it's like you can't issue joy in your life to take care of your, like, listen, because if you have no joy in your life, then you're not gonna stay alive, or you're gonna drop out. You're not gonna do the things that you got to do to, like,
right.
So anyway.
Well, there's a meme too, and kind of along the lines with the avocado toast meme. There was a meme that was, I stopped buying coffee at Starbucks and make it at home, and I still haven't become a billionaire. And the response was, have you tried to supplement your income with fraud?
Yes.
That's the actual truth. But anyway, So I buy seasonal soaps. I buy them from, Bath and Body Works, the pumpy soaps.
Yeah.
And you were just very pleased with the current soap.
The current one, yeah.
Which is bergamot blackberry.
I think I like every third one you do anyway. I mean, I don't dislike any of them, but there's ones that are better than the previous.
Well, there are ones that you like more than the others.
Sure. I mean, everybody's got their preferences.
I've rarely come across some. There a handful of ones that we get, I'm like, oh, this isn't what I was anticipating. So I just put in the kitchen instead.
Oh, okay.
Because for some, we wash our hands in the kitchen less than we do in the
I see.
bathroom.
Yeah, it's less important. Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
It's just when I'm cooking or whatever.
Yeah, you just you only do that like when you touch pork chops.
Yeah, and then I gotta wash my hands.
Yeah. But when you're in the bathroom, you gotta wash your hands. I mean,
exactly.
Please
wash your hands.
Employees must wash hands before
return. But everybody else doesn't matter. I love those signs because I'm like, well, I guess I don't have to. I don't work here.
Hey, you'd be surprised. I used to work in a fucking office building.
Oh God.
And I would hear guys get up and just walk the fuck out, and I'd be like, "Are you fucking like?" Oh my.
Are you shitting me? You might be shitting me.
I mean, if I shake your hand,
if I
shake your hand, you're going to be shitting me.
You could be shitting me. But speaking of spring,
by the way, it was bergamot and blackberry.
It was, and
I love bergamot, so I love that one.
The addition of blackberry is a nice.
It was nice. Yes, I like.
Now I want to go get some like Earl Grey blackberry tea. That sounds delicious.
That sounds good. Yeah,
that's delightful.
But also, the one you had around Halloween was great too. Was pumpkin something?
Yeah, we usually get pumpkin. We get a variety.
Oh my god, I like that one a lot too. Yeah. See, she's had some really great smelling soaps.
I buy them in bulk. Well, bulk. I buy like at least 5 at a time, sometimes 10. Just depends on what the special is. And they're all in our linen cabinet.
But you get
waiting.
But you get 6, but not 6 of the same.
Yeah, no, I don't get
Okay.
The joy
but
for me.
But you get a deal because you buy 6 at the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can go. Yeah, you can get that deal too.
Okay. Well,
you go on Bath and Body Works.
My issue is this: I have a the soap dispenser in my bathroom is one that matches the bathroom.
Sure.
and it has a regular spout,
Oh yeah.
and I need a foaming spout.
I love foaming soap, man.
I know.
Foaming soap changed my life.
I know. I prefer the foaming soap, but I need a foaming spout.
Yeah, you need to get a new one.
Yeah.
Well, you know what you should do is go to Bath and Body Works and find a scent in a foaming thing that works for you, like that you like.
Yeah.
And buy that. And then afterwards, just replace it. All you have to do is fill it most of the way up with soap and part of the way up with water. Shake it up.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah. Well, I know it's watered down. Actually, last time I bought refills for the soap dispenser that's in my bathroom, I accidentally bought foaming soap.
Oh,
and
right.
like I said, I have a regular dispenser. And if you try to do that so it just squirts.
It just squirts water.
It squirts water across the room. You just wet your shirt is what happens.
A little water and a little soap. Just, yeah.
So
no, but I
need a foaming dispenser.
It brings joy.
I get you.
It brings joy. But speaking of brings joy,
yeah,
you reported to me that last weekend.
Oh yeah,
I think it was last weekend. You went to a thing at a brewery that was baby goats at a brewery.
At a brewery, yeah.
But then you informed me that it was also baby kids at the brewery.
Well, I mean, the who would have thought? I guess it was just because it was probably I had no idea. Like this place, like there must have. It looked like you were going to the state fair. There were so many people at this brewery. There were like 3,000 people.
Because everybody was like, "Oh, baby goats! They're my favorite."
I think it was partially the baby goats and partially that it was like it's the end of winter.
It was also one of the first really nice days.
I mean, it wasn't really nice. It was. It had rained that morning, but it was stopping raining, and people just were like, okay, I got to get the fuck out of the house or whatever.
Sure.
Baby goats at a brewery. That sounds great. Let's just do that. I go get a beer. The kids can look at the baby goats. Yeah. So we went there and it was like the place was filthy with people. Like there was a queue a half hour long to get to the damn beer.
Oh, geez. Oh, God.
Yeah. So, but thankfully, I will say this for this brewery. Thankfully, when I got up to the thing to get my beer, they were like, "You want to order food?" And I was like, "Yes, I will do that right now while we're ordering the beer. That way we don't have to stand in line twice." So we went ahead and got our food, order in. So that was great. And then we went out, and then there were like 3 baby goats and 2 baby pigs that you could poke at.
Oh, baby pigs!
Yeah, they're cute too.
I love little pigs.
Little pigs are cute.
They're pretty cute.
Yeah, they're cute until they get like 5 weeks old. Then they're not anymore.
Then they're bacon.
Then they're bacon. But when they're really little, they're cute. Yeah. And these were those ones with the little spotted pigs. So they were definitely cute. Yeah.
But that's why Piglet was named Piglet.
Yeah.
Because she looked like a little spotted pig when she was a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so anyway, but this was great. You know what's funny? Actually, then on this past Saturday, we went to this thing in Tryon called Super Saturday, which they've been doing for fucking years. And Super Saturday is basically this big kids festival thing. They have several venues, and they'll have you got to put it through the schools. You got to put in for tickets. You say, "Hey, give me so many tickets," and like they had a magician, and they had a person who does like bubble tricks, and a person who does balloons, and all these different there's like a theater troupe and different shit going on.
Fun.
So you go to this thing. And you got tickets to go to all the different venues, and then in between there's like food trucks, and there's a parade that runs down the thing in the middle of the day. So we went to that, and there was baby goats there also, which actually these baby goats were it was the same number. It was 3 baby goats. It was the same number of baby goats, but they were it felt less crowded, even though though
there were thousands of more people.
There were probably more people, but it was not in as a tight an area, so it wasn't as claustrophobic. And I also sent you a picture, because I also saw they had little ponies.
Yes, little miniature horses.
And I took a picture of one, and I said, "Hey, this one had a sore throat."
Which, of course, the only response was "Bye bye, little Sebastian." Okay,
well. I thought it was the reason I said he had a sore throat was because he was a little horse.
Well, yes, but also little Sebastian, who died.
He did look like little Sebastian.
He looked exactly like
little Sebastian, who, by the way, is also in The Bad Place. Probably because he bites people.
But
little horses are assholes.
But also the show was made by Michael. Both shows were made by Michael Schur, so he wanted that cameo in there.
I got you.
But
Okay.
speaking of little horses, when we were in Ocala, there were 3 mamas waiting to have babies, and I didn't get to see the actual birth because one happened right before I got there, and one happened at 3:00 in the morning while we were there, and I was already.
You didn't want to wake you up for it?
Well, I already had to get up at like 5:00 to go because horses wake up early. People.
Why do they do that?
Because I don't know. Because they're horses.
I mean, but why?
I don't know.
Would you do that? Like, why would you just be like, you know what? I don't got anything. I don't got any horse business going on
Well,
today. I don't need to get up right away.
To be fair, in Florida, I mean, it's still chilly enough in the spring, but in Florida in the summer, you can't get up later because in the middle of the afternoon, it's like 100 degrees.
Oh, yeah. You're probably like, if I want to get up and do any running around, I got to.
Yeah, the horses are like, nah.
They're like,
not nay. They're like, nah.
Nah. Okay.
Here's one for you.
Okay.
You have the rest of it. I'll have this. So I got to see though. So I did see one of the baby horses, the one that was born right before I came.
Yeah.
Very, very cute, little brown horse. But the one I missed, or the one that was born like while we were there, but actually was born. No, that one was born at 3:00 in the morning. The one that was born the day after I left, which of course everybody said the reason he was born is because I left, because otherwise he would have been born when I was there. So apparently I just don't get to see that. But his mama was beautiful, like a gorgeous, like white gray, flea bitten horse, beautiful horse. And he was black with a big, when he was born, black, and he's still baby, with a big white blaze on his face. And so, fun fact about horses that are born black turn gray. So he will be a gray horse at some point. He's gonna be gorgeous. He was very, very cute.
Interesting. So what color are black horses when they're born?
Black, but very few end up black at the end of the day. Very few, even though it's in all the movies and the books, Black Beauty and Black Stallion and yada yada.
Yeah,
it's very rare for a horse to be black at the end of the day.
Okay,
it's usually they grow up and like their color lightens.
I mean, well, yeah. I mean, kids do this, although it's the other direction usually. I mean, I was tow-headed, as they say, like white hair.
Blonde.
Yeah, and then by the time I was 4, I was strawberry blonde, and then somewhere around like 8, turned to brunette.
Right.
I mean, I still got a little strawberry blonde complexion, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
but yeah, he's gonna be a really pretty horse.
Weird.
And his mama's name is so the way racehorses work is you don't get a name until you're sold at 2 years old. So you're called by your dam's name. You're like I'm saying, you're the horse. But the babies are called by their mother's name until they're old enough to be sold. So mama's name was Table for 6. So now he's going to be called Table for 624 until he gets old enough to be bought.
I see.
And then when he's 2, if he becomes a racehorse.
And so whoever purchases him can give him his silly racehorse name.
The silly racehorse name comes later.
Then they're like Chunky Butt.
Chunky Butt, yes.
Or whatever.
Which I'm going to vote for. Yeah, there were
Horsey McHorse face.
Exactly. There were 2 horses because I was there right before the big sale. Horsey McHorse face. I guarantee you, there's already one.
I'm sure if you look it up, there's a horse called that.
So, but the 2 horses that were being sold at the sale that happened right after I was there, it was very confusing because they were both colts. But one's name was Maisie 22. But he's a boy, and one was Greek Sister 22,
which was a girl,
also a boy.
Oh, it was a boy.
So they'll get their real names.
Gotcha.
Eventually.
Do you think anybody ever buys one and calls it? I'm gonna call it Colt 45.
Colt 45. I guarantee you, there's been a Colt 45, and there's a certain time frame. Like if there are certain names that have been retired, like Secretariat, you can Manowar. Like you can't name horses that.
You can't call it Secretariat 2.
You cannot. You can call it something like based on that. Like you can come up with a name that's similar. Like I don't know, Secretary of State.
Secretariat of State.
Well, yeah, something like that. But you can't. They get retired at some point, kind of like football jerseys. Like at some point, the number gets retired. But then there's a certain time frame that if there's a name and that horse, like after a certain time period, if that horse wasn't like retired. Her name wasn't retired. You could use it again. So I guarantee you there's been a Colt 45.
Okay.
I guarantee you there's been
Horsey McHorseface.
Horsey McHorseface. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Anyway.
I would lose money on that horse every time. Every time I went to the track, I'd be like, we're putting it all on Horsey McHorseface. They'd be like, that horse never wins, guy. I'd be like, I don't give a shit. Put all my money on Horsey McHorseface.
Horsey McHorseface. Works every time. Is that a horse name, Jay? If that's a horse name, I'm gonna propose that for one of the.
What is it? Works every time. Yeah.
I'm gonna propose that because it's a good name.
It is a good name. Yeah.
I'm gonna propose that for one of the 2 horses. Because the last time, so one of the horses was bought, but Jenna, who's my client, gets to be his trainer, and she's really excited. She's very excited about him. He's Greek Sister 22, so he's gonna get his real name soon. And the last time there was a horse that she was still associated with, they crowdsourced a name.
Oh,
so if I'll totally put works every time. Oh yeah, instead of Colt 45. Yeah, we get the joke now.
Oh, okay.
It works every time. I understand now. Actually, that's a decent name though. It's a good name.
Oh, I thought he was making a reference to Anchorman, but I get you now. I follow it. But yeah,
we're gonna change gears, and this might take the rest of the show.
Oh boy.
Because one of the things we mentioned was, and maybe one day we'll do an entire show on this subject, because honestly, you could go back history forever.
Sure.
Right? The Royals.
Yeah.
So there's the whole Kate Middleton thing.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Right.
Which when you said we should talk about this, I'm like, well, I know it's happening, but I don't know what's happening.
I don't really understand. I still don't really get it. Like, I've read it and I kind of get it, but I don't get it. Like, why are people... I feel like it's a bunch of much ado about nothing in a way.
It is. This is my take on it. You want to get my take on it?
Go ahead.
The Royals don't have Meghan Markle anymore.
Yeah.
They don't have the low-hanging fruit of somebody that they can just be mad about. Right? Or the Royal Watchers, not the Royals.
Sure, yeah.
So the Royal Watchers. So they don't have that. So anytime something teeny tiny comes up, they just throw all their weight behind it.
They're like, does Princess Charlotte have a hangnail?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. 7 articles about that fucking shit or whatever, but no.
So yeah, I very much felt when I was reading all this that this is what happens when Royal Watchers don't have Meghan Markle anymore.
I got you. It's like during the summer when there's a slow news cycle and shark attacks are up. But shark attacks are always like there's 6 a year or whatever.
Right, exactly.
But there's years when we decide that it's news, and there's years when it's not news.
Exactly.
It just depends on whether there's really other news.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I read all of that. I knew it was a thing, but I didn't know why it was a thing. So I knew the basics. When I read up on it, when you said that, I'm like, well, what's the problem? So I knew that Kate Middleton, the Princess of Wales, had a planned abdominal surgery at the beginning of the year. And as somebody who had planned abdominal surgery like a year and a half ago, this is, no matter what it was for, it's a long recovery.
Sure, yeah. They cut your guts open.
I was 8 weeks. I was 8 weeks completely like, I cannot do anything.
Yeah.
So it was planned, and the royal people, the
palace.
That's what I'm looking for. The palace has said she'll be back to regular royal duties after Easter.
Kate will return after Easter.
After Easter. So I was like, okay, so the woman had surgery, and she happens to be sort of not in the public eye right now because she had probably fairly invasive surgery, even if it was like laparoscopic, whatever it was. Is enough that you want to
fucking hurt. Go lay down.
Right. Especially
take the time to rest, or your body will pick it for you.
Exactly. Well, especially, I imagine, I do not have this experience, but she's the mother of like 3 little kids. And granted, they've got nannies galore, but still,
they're still
that's a lot of shit.
Pester her, I'm sure. Like,
of course.
Mom, what's up? Mom, rather they say mom.
So anyway, as I was reading the shit, it got weirder than I thought.
Okay.
Because I gotta share this. So with the absence of Kate Middleton,
Uh-huh.
people were worried. Like, is she dead? Is she gone to the aliens? Is she, where the fuck is Kate Middleton?
I think she was replaced either by either a reptilian,
Yeah,
or a mandroid.
yeah. Those are
my working theories.
Those are also basic plots of Doctor Who, so I could see either of them happening. So 100%, yes. But so one of the things was, so very few pictures have been released since this time. And one of them was this blurry photo that was taken by, assumingly, paparazzi of her in a car after her, so like a week or 2 weeks, 3 weeks after her surgery.
The opera guy? Didn't he die?
Paparazzi? Yes. They're all dead. Pavarotti? Exactly. No, but here's the picture. So people truly believe that this picture is faked.
Okay.
They believe that this is not Kate Middleton.
Because they got 7 fingers.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to share this.
Oh.
Right? So it's a blurry photo.
It could be anybody.
It could be anybody. But also, for crying out loud, folks, she is a 42-year-old woman who just had major surgery. And it's a blurry ass picture through a car window, probably taken at a great distance and blown up pretty big.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see the grain in it.
Leave the woman alone.
Right? Yeah.
And also that she's, because one of the things is she's not perfectly made up. She's not wearing, the pillbox hat. Like, why the fuck would she be doing that?
Why would she have gotten made up to get like from the hospital to the house or whatever?
From point A to point B.
Like, goddamn, she should have wore a fucking hood or put on a fucking like alien mask or something.
Exactly. Like, so people believe that this is not Kate Middleton, that this is fully faked, which frankly, it's a blurry photo, but I'm pretty sure that is Kate Middleton.
Well, I don't know who it could be anybody to me, but I don't give a damn.
Right.
Like that's the difference between me and those people. Right. Like I don't like if Kate Middleton's dead and gone, it doesn't affect my life a hill of beans.
Sure, but people like, and then the second picture, which I didn't do a screenshot of, was her because Mothering Sunday, Mother's Day in England is in March.
Yes,
it's,
and she posted
a family photo,
right, and then that became a whole fucking thing
because it was edited in post.
Who
the fuck doesn't do that anymore?
So I'm sorry, what was the thing that tipped everybody off and made everybody go ape shit? I studied the picture and never could find the thing that made everybody go nuts.
I don't know the thing that started it, but since then there have been descriptions of all the things that were edited in the picture.
Okay.
So my guess is that they tried to take multiple pictures of these 3 children who are like 10 and 7 and 5 or whatever.
And I'm sorry, I'm gonna bet it because I've tried. We've done this,
right?
And you won't get one picture of 3 children where all 3 of them are behaving. It's just not a thing that happens.
Correct.
So you take several pictures
and you smoosh them
and you edit their heads together. Like you get the best head from each one and you put them all together.
Yes.
It's a thing that happens. It really does, because kids, for some reason, they lose their damn minds. If you're like, hey, could you all be still for 1 fucking minute?
And one of them will. Or maybe two of
them, but you
never 3.
Never 3. You can't. Like, one of them's always decide. Like, I don't know whether they make plans ahead of time. Like, who's going to be the asshole today? Oh, I'm doing it. I'm the asshole today. Okay, fine. As long as one of us is the asshole, it's all good. Okay.
Exactly.
Like, I'm going to make a scene. Like, we're never going to get these fucking family photos done. And mom's going to lose her shit. And we're all going to get a beating at the end of it. Okay, sounds great.
Nobody should beat their children. But, yes, absolutely. So, and Kate Middleton herself has said, hey, I totally edited those pictures. And without calling out why, but that's why.
Yeah.
The pictures were edited because at one point, Louis was crying and Charlotte was grimacing and George was looking this way.
One of them was pinching. One of them was pinching the other one, because that's what they do. Is like, if there's one that's behaving, like one of the other ones will be like, I'm going to just be an asshole.
Yeah, I'm going to fuck with you.
Yeah. And like,
absolutely.
Oh my God. And then there was one Easter, we were trying to take pictures, and one of the fucking kids sat down in a fire ant bed.
Oh gosh. Well, that's never.
And so then
recovering.
Like we never got back on track after that shit, like.
Oh yeah, you don't.
But prior to that, one of them was already being an asshole, so it didn't really matter, like. Somebody's always got to be, and I'm just always, every time I would always hype them up a bit ahead of time. Like, listen, we're going to take a family photo right now. And all you got to do is all four of you need to be still for 1 fucking minute. And that'll be the end of it. That's it. We'll be done. But if one of you are, if you alternate being dickheads, we're going to be here all afternoon and everybody's going to be crying and mad,
Right, if you all just behave once. So there are theories aplenty that I don't know.
Jesus.
She's defected. She's dead. The aliens have abducted her.
Yeah.
She's been replaced by a lizard person. Like all of the conspiracy theories, like it got weirder and weirder as I drilled down. I had to stop.
I felt like the worst thing was that because she posted an apology for the editing,
right?
Like
it made it worse.
It made it worse.
Yeah.
Like because then it was just like, sometimes, and this is the thing. This is where I wanted to segue in this whole thing was because I had a couple other things that were similar to this. Because in PR, I know P.T. Barnum said there's no such thing as bad publicity, but there kind of is. And it is when your publicity goes off the rails, you just need to let it die. Like, don't keep answering for it. Just be like, I'm just going to shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Because then eventually it'll,
and the news cycle will flip and and we'll quit talking about it.
Absolutely.
But if you keep like going, no, what I meant was, then it just makes people like dig in deeper. Like, they're like, oh, look at them now. Now they're scrambling. They're trying to fix it.
Exactly.
So,
although I do, before we move into the next part of the bad PR situation, I do want to mention my favorite tweet that I found while I was looking for all of this was somebody tweeted, maybe Kate Middleton is all the friends we made along the way.
I love that anyway. I say that about all kinds of shit.
Right, exactly. But I just love that the idea that Kate Middleton was imaginary. And
yes.
It's just all the friends that we've made along the way. Anyway, so you said somewhat related to that was the Alex Jones tweet.
Yeah, because Alex Jones tweeted a thing like 2 or 3 days ago where he was like, I will eat your leftist ass, he said. Everybody was like, oh, really? Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Oh.
And then he was like, no, not like that, you perverts.
Yeah.
He was like, I meant when shit hits the fan, I'll be a cannibal and I'll eat you.
Yeah, right.
Everybody's like, I don't know, Alex. I feel like maybe you mean you're going to toss my salad.
Well, and also, I would like to point out the cannibal defense.
Not really
not the best plan. Like the best.
Okay, if that's the way you're going to go. But I mean, he's a nut,
Oh, for sure.
So, but I thought, but I did think it was funny, that in the post when he said, I will eat your leftist ass, he posted a picture of himself. Like kind of looking like he's trying to be sexy.
Right, exactly.
He's like wearing like his shirt's like half unbuttoned and shit.
Yeah.
He's like the most interesting or the least interesting man in the world or whatever.
Exactly. But yeah, so it totally sounded like
Yeah, it was like come on. You're like,
yeah, absolutely.
Well, I mean, I'm not really into that, especially not with you, but okay.
Okay.
I mean,
but yeah, no, definitely. I can't call it X. I refuse. Gay Twitter was like, oh, okay.
So
like, no, not X is not gay Twitter, but actual like the LGBTQ community on Twitter was trolling the shit out of him.
Yeah, well, I think everybody kind of trolled the shit out of him. Sure. Even a lot of right-wing people were like,
right? But yeah, I loved his flex there. His shift though is like, no, I mean I'm gonna eat you like I'm a cannibal. I'm like,
really, okay.
That's not great.
It's just a different kind of weird than the first one.
Exactly.
I mean, honest to God, I'll kink shame you quicker for being a cannibal than I will for the ass eating part.
Right. That's how Armie Hammer got canceled.
Yeah, right.
Like, he legit said he was a cannibal, and people were like, "Oh, well, that's not you cool anymore. You're not going to be any movies." Yeah. And he was like the Hollywood golden child for a half a minute.
He was.
And then was like, "Oh, you're a cannibal? Nah."
Yeah.
He was fired from projects.
Yeah.
Literally fired from that.
There was I was watching something where there was like a reference to him. It was
I watched something recently that had a reference
to him. It was Atlanta had a reference, like a sort of like tongue-in-cheek reference to him.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I forgot about it. But I think it was one of the Skarsgårds who played
the Armie Hammer. Well, that comes from, have you seen the movie Sorry to Bother You? Yeah. So in that movie, Armie Hammer played like the typical white rich guy.
Yeah.
So in Atlanta, I think they were directly referencing that from that movie.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen Sorry to Bother You, you should see it's the biggest fucking mind fuck. Oh my god. What a crazy fucking off the rails movie.
It's a great movie.
It's really great. You will laugh out loud, you will be like shocked and scared, all these things.
It's a great movie. But speaking of, if you have watched that but you have not watched this, I think it's called I'm a Virgo. It's the same director made a TV series, a limited series. I think it's on Amazon.
Okay.
Called I'm a Virgo, and it's just as mind trippy.
Okay.
Just as weird.
All right.
And it's worth watching.
Very well. I do
really
love a good mind fuck. I mean, shit, I rewatched Blue Velvet on Saturday, you know, because I like a good mind fuck. You know?
Do it. Oh, well, if you like, also watch Poor Things.
Oh, yeah, I've been meaning to do that too.
Oh, shit, it's so good.
Okay.
So good, but it's a mindfuck.
All right.
It's, Yorgos Lanthimos is, I love weird directors.
Yeah.
And he is one of the most recent weird ones.
Okay.
And some of his other movies are absolutely fantastic in very different ways. Like a lot of people compared Poor Things to Wes Anderson movies. And I think maybe a little more, but it reminded me more of like a Terry Gilliam movie.
Okay.
So weird in both those ways, to be fair.
Yeah.
But all of his movies are very different. So it's like Wes Anderson, every movie looks like Wes Anderson.
Yeah.
Right?
God, the last one that came out, the whatever the fuck it was.
The
what about the bomb thing in the desert?
Yeah, Atomic.
I saw the goddamn preview in the theater. And as soon as I saw the first scene, before there was even a word, I saw the color palette.
Yeah,
and I was like, this fucking guy. Because I hate Wes Anderson movies. But
Atomic City?
Yeah. I hate, they put me to sleep. Something about his pacing or something.
Sure.
Like he bores.
But they're all the same.
He bores the shit out of me. Okay. Like of all the weird directors, he's the worst to me. I love, well, I mean, the second one Tim Burton wore thin on me because he's a one-trick pony and he uses the same themes over. But
in the same way, like M. Night Shyamalan. Like I like M. Night Shyamalan, but they all were the same movie.
Yeah, they kind of start to rotate.
They're like, oh, there's a twist. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Now, well, then you find yourself looking for the twist.
Yeah, exactly. You're like,
there's gonna be a twist, you know. But yeah. So I mean, like, you know, then it's like you start to really appreciate David Lynch or John Waters because they at least would throw something new at you.
Well, and I will put into your consideration a pantheon of directors, Yorgos Lanthimos.
There you go. Okay.
Poor Things is amazing.
Okay.
It's incredible. But all of his movies are super weird and trippy, but all in an exceedingly different way.
Well, that's great. Because I don't want to see the same. If I already saw it,
right?
I don't want to see it again. That's what I'm getting at with like the Tim Burtons and the Wes Anderson.
The Wes Anderson.
Exactly. It's weird, but it's weird in the same way you already saw it. You know, and you're like, I saw this. Yeah, I saw this before. And you're just going to use that same shot from Citizen Kane and Frankenstein again.
Exactly.
And here's Johnny Depp. I saw this movie already.
I know what it is. I know what it all is. So yeah, I do recommend Poor Things.
Okay.
It's worth seeing.
I want to watch it. I've been meaning to watch it. And I'm gonna see it.
It's weird and trippy, but and then after that, I'll recommend to you the other Yorgos Lanthimos movies in my order.
Okay,
if you like.
Very well. No, I'll see that one, and if I like it, I'll ask you to tell me about the rest of them.
I mean, it's weird. It's trippy. It's weird.
Well, I'm okay with weird and trippy. Like I said, unless it's those other two directors that. And actually, I used to like Tim Burton. Well, it's just
in this case, it'll be a surprise to you because you've never seen one.
Sure,
of these movies.
Absolutely. So, I love it.
All right, so it's time to go build some pizza. But before
we at the end of the thing,
we didn't get to everything. But
it's okay.
We came close.
It's all good.
But there's one thing I wanted to mention that I came across by accident today while I was getting things ready for the show. I discovered our most popular episode. Well, you're reading it, so you can't guess. But
no, I won't be able to guess.
But I was very.
But I wouldn't have guessed that.
I would not. So on Facebook, I don't normally look at the metrics at all. But I happened to be there doing something for today's episode, and I found out what our most popular episode on Facebook is, and I was shocked.
Huh.
Shocked. And I do not know why. I don't know what we did differently that time. And it's by a significant margin.
Huh.
Is our episode on musicals.
Weird.
Very weird. Apparently, people like musical theater.
It was popular. It's gonna be popular.
Well, we can go see that movie. And
We
it
should.
comes out
I'm looking
Thanksgiving.
forward. I'll go see it. Yeah.
Part 1. Because everybody.
Oh, they split it.
They're split it.
Oh my god.
Well, it is both. It's based on both the book and the musical.
Okay.
So there's a lot.
They're trying to put. I got
They're
you.
putting
It's
a lot more story
It's
into it.
unabridged.
Yes,
Okay.
unabridged.
All right.
So I don't normally love movies that are split, but hey, I'll watch the first one, and if it's good, I'll watch the second one.
Wizard of Oz was actually David Lynch's favorite movie and his biggest inspiration.
Does not surprise me.
Well, if you saw Wild at Heart, he actually has a direct reference to it.
Sure.
Wild at Heart.
Sure.
But apparently, it's the movie he loves the most and biggest influence on his work.
And then it was like for its time, it was trippy.
It's trippy as shit. You can actually watch it with a Pink Floyd album on. Apparently,
you could.
It's my understanding. I
do understand.
I've never done that.
Yeah. All right.
All
So, why don't you take us away?
Okay, I'll do that. Bill Has Opinions, engineered and produced by Laura Lavoie. The opinions of Bill are his and his alone, unless Laura agreed with them, in which case they agreed. I guess they shared that opinion, and vice versa. Definitely don't have anything to do with our sponsor. I'll kind of do.
Well, in this case,
kind of do, at least with her. But normally, no. Anyway, be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook. # Can't Miss Bill Shit and or Opinion Gang for questions, comments, concerns, ideas for future shows. And we'll catch the two of you at some time in the near future. We're off for a few.
We're off for 2 weeks.
Yeah. I'm going to Mexico.
And you're going to be in Mexico. It's also your wife's birthday. It's my birthday.
Yeah, it's all that kind of. There's a bunch of stuff going on. We'll be back in April with some new stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't remember what it'll be, but we'll tell you.
But we'll tell you then. So, we'll tell you a week in advance probably.
We'll try.
She'll post something.
I'll post something.
More than likely.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, folks.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
You have a good time.
Have a good time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Nope. I gotta hit.
Yep.